Why, hello there, my lovelies, and welcome back, whichever it is. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Tell me, how's your day going? Okay, it is going well. That's what I was hoping for. I thought today we would hop on and we would chit chat and we would talk about how much makeup do you actually need? Because I think it's probably a lot less than the internet tells you, if we're being honest here. I have a massive collection because the internet told me I needed a massive collection, and now I just can't get rid of any of it. I have too much stuff that I own, but I also have a weird compulsive thing where I can't just get rid of stuff. No, I have to use it up completely. Do you know how many books I have that I'm never going to read, but that I kind of feel like I gotta read before I can declutter them? It's a lot. It actually really sucks. The same thing goes with all of my makeup. Like, consistently, I use 2 eyeshadow palettes every day, and I've realized I'm actually really happy doing that. But I think I have like 36. And not only that, but a new one launches, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need it. And then I have like 4 days, and I'm like, no, I don't. I actually don't. And honestly, a lot of times when I want to buy new stuff, it's actually just because I'm sad and I need to touch grass and a dog and get some sunlight and take my antidepressants. Like, a lot of times, it's not the late night shopping urges. No. It's the early morning shopping urges. And then I go, oh, wait, I haven't taken my Effexor. I should probably take my Effexor and let that kick in before I buy anything. And then I'm happy. I feel like I need more lip gloss. But I want to talk about it today because I think we've kind of all been collectively brainwashed into thinking we need a lot more makeup than we actually need, and this goes for everything. Why are some of y'all out here believing you need 5 primers? You don't. You need maybe 2 at most. And this is the thing, because so many people have so much makeup, they never actually use up any of their makeup, so they can't rotate through their favorites. Like, they own all of their favorites. And here's the thing, okay? This is my primer currently that I am working on. Yeah, it's good for 12 months. So this I've probably had for about 6. And if you have 2 primers in your collection, that's pretty even, you will go through them in a year, because maybe you have one formula that you like in the summertime and one that you like in the wintertime. But if you have like 5, you aren't gonna go through all of them in a year. You aren't. And honestly, I've started to kind of have a little bit more respect for expiration dates for cream products. For powder products, I'm still like, I'll spritzy with some alcohol. We'll be fine. But I feel like we're conditioned to believe we have to have so much makeup, and I think it's honestly insane and ridiculous, and we're told it will make us happy, and then it actually makes us sad. Because, okay, you buy something, you get that dopamine hit, and then that dopamine hit wears off, and you're kind of left with the knowledge of, oh, I bought this and I don't want it. So, go ahead and grab your favorite beverage. I'm filming this a lot later than I usually film stuff, so I did have my coffee. It is gone. Well, actually, no, it's like that. I don't know if anyone else has this. I use a metal filter because the taste is better, but then it doesn't filter out the grounds as well, and so I just kind of have like coffee grounds at the very bottom, and it's like they separate, and it's like that layer. So there's like still maybe like a centimeter of coffee left, but it's like that gross layer. But I have my water, and I'm probably gonna have to drink this because I actually just got off a Zoom call where I was talking for like an hour, and so I'm a little bit parched. I'm a little bit dried up. But let's go ahead and get into talking about how much makeup you actually need. So we just talked about this, primers, but actually in my sheet I have 1 primer, and I do think what I mentioned earlier is fairly reasonable. But if you're like me and your skin texture and oil level, if your skin condition stays rather streamlined and just baseline throughout the year, that's not the word that I'm looking for, like consistent, if you have very consistent skin throughout the year, I do think you only need 1. Like, I generally only use one primer at a time, and that's the thing also. If I buy a primer in the wintertime, it's probably going to be done by springtime. Because again, I use them up in about 6 months. And I don't, and we just talked about this, but you're probably going to use up these products in an amount of time where it does feel like you can buy something new for the new season that will work for you. And then when you use that, it'll last you until you need something else, probably. And you especially don't need two of the exact same type of primer. I personally would never have two mattifying primers at the exact same time. I only would have one, maybe a glowy primer, but at the same time, you don't even really need a glowy primer. You can just use a lotion. Primers are meant to help your skin hold on to the makeup for longer, and that's why some people just argue you don't even need a primer. I personally use a primer for green, like, coverage, like green skin tinting, to help with some redness, so that way I can add fake redness into my skin that makes it look like I have a sunburn. And I think that's fine. But you certainly don't need two of the same, like, formulation. I would never get two green primers at the exact same time. And honestly, I think you only need one primer at the exact same time. I'm sorry, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I think there's so much, like, hype around having a glowy base in the summertime, when why not use up those non-glowy products that you got in the wintertime and then purchase the glowy products for the summertime? I don't know, like, I think it all has to do with trends and this idea of seasonal makeup. Seasonal makeup, it has to do with colors. It doesn't have to do with formulations, really. For example, this is a very summery blush. It's the exact same formulation as my winter blush. And I think that's something we need to talk about more, is seasonal makeup isn't really formulations. It is colors. It's kind of like seasonal fashion. Yes, it does also have to do with materials and colors, but it's also about cut. For example, okay, what I'm wearing right now is very much wintry, but that's because it's very cold out. It's 50 degrees out. I'm not wearing a freaking tank top in 50 degrees. I'm sorry, I'm just not. And so I think there's this idea of, like, seasonal makeup is like cream blushes and all these cream products and no, like, powders and a very glowy face. I don't think that's it. I think it has to do with colors. I think it's warm tones, and yes, glowy makeup in terms of, like, sparkles maybe, but not in terms of, like, cream products only, no powder products. For one thing, cream is just gonna melt off your face. The powder, it's gonna stay there a bit more. And so I hate this idea, but I've been on this for too long. We need to move on. Foundations. I think you need two. I think you need a high coverage and a low coverage. And maybe if your skin tone changes a lot throughout the year, then you need two shades of each, like a darker high coverage and a darker medium coverage, not medium, low coverage, and then a lighter high coverage and a lighter low coverage. And here's the thing, if you have that, you can mix and you can match and you can make what you need. But again, I don't really think you need a lot of foundations. I know so many people, I'm one of those people who have a lot of foundations, but that's because I was told that if I buy a lot of foundations, I'll be happy, and I'm not actually happy. I actually look at all of them and go, oh my god, why did I buy all these? I don't need all these, and I want to just get rid of them, but I can't get rid of them because I compulsively just can't. Okay, I can't. I probably look kind of, like, mentally deranged there, and I am slightly mentally deranged, but I can't declutter stuff. I don't know why. And so here I am, stuck, using up all this makeup that I don't really want, that I don't really need. Because that's the thing, I am a powdered foundation kind of person. That's what I've realized. I like to do concealer and powdered foundation, like, as a setting powder, and that's kind of all I want. And yes, on days where I'm filming like this, I will use a liquid foundation, but I don't often want one. Like, maybe once a week or twice if I have, like, something big happening one other day of the week. So I personally would be fine with just one powder foundation, but I think 2 to 4, depending on if your skin tone changes a lot. because I do know some people where it's like drastic. Concealer. 1, maybe 2, and that 2 is if you break out a lot, because 1 for under eye and brightening, 2 for spot concealing. I think you should always find a formula that fits you, a coverage level that fits you, and in my humble opinion, I don't think concealer is one of those things that changes a whole lot. Another thing is concealer is a liquid product. It's oftentimes only good for like 6 months. Like the e.l.f. Camo Conceal, this is only good for 6 months. So I'm slowly using my way through it before I buy another one. And again, had this for like 5 years. Not 5 years, 5 months. And it has probably about a month left on it, usage-wise, just product-wise. If you use one product consistently, I hate to say it's probably gonna be gone by the time like it's expired. I mean, eyeshadow palettes, they last for 2 years. If you're consistently using the same eyeshadow palette every day for 2 years, it's probably going to be either gone or very close to gone by the time you are done with it. Brands are not idiots. They know how much, if you are using their product consistently every single day, you will go through before it expires. And this is something I think see, because here's the thing. I think that if brands were to do smaller products for a lower price, we would all be fine with that, because how often are you actually hanging pan on an eyeshadow unless there's someone like me who uses the same palette consistently for 2 years? But the problem is, a lot of times they don't actually lower that price point. They keep it at the same price point and do less product, which makes it just unreasonably expensive. But I don't know. I feel like I wish brands would do that, actually, now that we're seeing this rise in makeup consumerism, but I digress and I move on. Powders, I think you only need 2 powders, max. Okay, if you are someone who really likes loose powder, but you don't like pressed powder, just get 1 loose powder. If you like pressed powders but you hate loose powders, just get 1 pressed powder. I'm someone who loves both, especially if I'm wearing foundation. I like to set my face with a pressed powder and underneath my eyes with a loose powder. But apart from that, I'm not doing really anything different. I don't know, it's just, I think you only need 1 of each. And if you like to have a tint on your powders, get that tint. I know some people only like to have a tint on the powder that they use around their face, but they don't like it underneath their eyes. I think maybe if that's something that you enjoy, you could get a clear pressed powder or clear loose powder for around your eyes, and then a tinted one for the rest of your face. But again, you only need 2. I think it comes down to personal preference, knowing what you like, knowing how to do your makeup. My brother is whistling in the background. Why do I have a feeling he's doing this on purpose? But just know what you like. As soon as I say that, he stops. Know what you like, know how you like to do your makeup, and know what you need. I think knowledge is the most powerful thing when it comes to purchasing and finances. If you know what you need and you know what you like and you know what you want, you're going to make good decisions financially. If you don't know these things, you're not going to make good decisions financially. Do you know how much stuff I've bought because I thought I wanted it instead of knowing I wanted it? A lot of stuff. Am I ever going to use that? Yeah, because again, I have that weird compulsion. Bronzers. 2. A matte and a shimmer with slightly different undertones. I personally love to wear a slightly more shimmery bronzer. And that's the thing, not even like shimmery, more just luminescent bronzer in the summertime. So I would get a slightly darker, slightly warmer bronzer for the summertime. And I would get a slightly cooler, matte, and slightly lighter bronzer for the wintertime. Again, it's about knowing your preferences for each season when it comes to stuff, especially like complexion, such as blush, bronzer, and highlighter, and eyeshadow palettes. We'll get into that last, because it's about knowing your preferences, it's about knowing what you like, and I think you should only need about 2. Again, maybe if you like to wear cream one part of the year, get it in cream. If you like to wear powder the other part of the year, get it in powder. I think there's this idea you need like a cream and powder in the same color. You don't. Because here's the thing, the time of year that you're using that color is probably the time of year that you prefer one formula. Because that's another thing. I think if you prefer a formula, it's especially for one part of the year. I feel like you don't prefer a formula, you probably still prefer a certain formula a different part of the year. I prefer like a powder, that's just all year round. But I know a lot of people, they might prefer a cream maybe in the wintertime because their skin is drier and it helps to blend it in easier and just kind of seep in and it's not as drying. Okay, but moving on from that, let's go into blush, because blush, it's the one like complexion product where I think you actually need 4. I know, weird, shocking. Here's the thing. I think you need 2 warm tones and 2 cool tones in different shades and in different finishes. So within the 2 warm tones, you should have a matte and a shimmer. You don't, not you should have, but I think it's nice to have this. This is what I personally do. You know, a matte and a shimmer for warm tones, a matte and a shimmer for cool tones. And then don't have like, you know, a matte pink and a shimmery pink. Have maybe a matte, I personally have a matte lavender that I used last winter and a shimmery pink that I used this spring. And then right now I kind of have this more like shimmery, corally, bricky color. And then for fall, I have a more matte, warm toned mauve, if that makes sense. And I think this, again, knowing what you like at what point of the year, it's going to help you to not buy stuff you don't need. Because I have, okay, let's talk about blush palettes real quick. I feel like they're a scam. Like, blush palettes are honestly, you don't need like 4 of the exact same type of blush. For example, this is the blush palette that I used this last, ooh, I'm dropping blush. Okay, you saw it. It's actually kind of, I've used it so much, some of the powders are really starting to be loosely pressed. But I don't think you need all of those blushes. You need maybe 1 of them. 2 of them I used as highlighters. And even then I still only needed 1 of them. I actually needed none of them. I needed none of that because I have other blushes in those formulas. Well, not in those formulas, but in those finishes and in those colors. I didn't need them. I got them when I was, I think, like 12, so poor financial decisions. The brain was not as developed. I was depressed, okay? I was trying to be happy. But blush palettes like that, where it's just like 8 different variations of pink, waste of money. Waste of money. If it was like you had different finishes and different colors, then maybe not waste of money. But like that, yeah, waste of money. Massive waste of money. Okay, but moving on to highlighters, I would say 2. 1 in each undertone, a more warm tone and a more cool tone. I personally could actually suffice with 1 because I found I'm one of those people, I like a very like pearlescent, moony highlighter, and I can just chill with that, stick with that all year round. I'm very happy with just a pearlescent, moony, like a moonlight highlighter. Wasn't that the shade? Like, yeah, the shade like Moonstone or Moonlight from e.l.f. in those baked blushes. If you know, you know. That kind of shade, I'm just very happy with that all year round. That's all I need. And for being honest here, like, when I use up the rest of my blushes, that'll probably be the one type of blush that I repurchase in that one shade and that one finish, and I will be happy. Well, maybe. I'll be happy with that decision. I might not be happy in other things, okay? Moving over eyeshadow, because again, we'll get back to that. Mascara, just 1. 1 of whatever your favorite finish is. Well, whatever your favorite formula is. And honestly, the last time I strayed from that, okay, I love the Essence I Heart Crazy Extreme Volume. That's what I'm wearing today. But this is starting to go bad. And so I got the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I hate it. Dude, this is literally a response to a query. I got like freaking, yeah, no, this is a response to a query that I sent literally in over a year ago, like 2 years ago at this point. That book is like not even following the exact same plot point at this point. Not, and I mean, like, I'm publishing it anyways. Like, self-published in like 2 months, so okay. But I tried the Lash and Roll. I don't like that. It's not enough. Like, it's just too natural, and I should have known because a few like the people who I follow who love a natural finish were like, I love this, so I don't know why I thought I would like it. And I don't, and I'm waiting for it to dry up a little bit out of hopes and prayers it'll add something, but it's just not. And it's ugly. Eyeliner. Whatever your well, okay, it's not ugly, it's not what I like. Whatever your favorite type of eyeliner is in your favorite colors. I love a black eyeliner. You only need one. I think I actually somehow have like two. I don't want to. I'm trying to use up one of them, but do you know how hard it is to use up an eyeliner? Actually, the eyeliner is one that I might use up because I got gifted like a bunch of like these like dual-ended Ulta eyeliners and kind of like a box set, and they're just not good. I don't like them. The pigment doesn't stay on my eyes, and they are very old, so I think I am just going to get rid of those, just toss them. I don't have this thing with eyeliners. I think as I form an emotion, like those things, I want to toss them. I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and toss them, and I think I would only have two eyeliners because it would be a black one and a yellow one, and those are the two colors I like. If I want a lightning waterline, I'm going to do yellow because I'm oftentimes wearing yellow anyways. And then I love my black waterline. And again, this goes for if you like a liquid eyeliner, get your favorite formula in your favorite color. And if you maybe like 2 or 3 different colors for your wing, that's fine. Get those 2 or 3 colors and use those 2 and 3 colors, but you don't need 5 black eyeliners. They're pretty much the same. I'm sorry. Brows, one of each product that you use. I personally have one brow gel and one brow pencil. I honestly don't even use the brow pencil. I don't even really use the brow gel unless, well, I was going to throw some on today, but that was like, what's the point? Why would I throw it on? I actually just forgot. Why am I acting like I didn't care? I just forgot. So I didn't, and I actually kind of don't care. I feel like I have fine enough eyebrows. They fit my features. But one of whatever product that you use, and again, play around and figure out what you like. I think there's this idea of, oh, I don't like it, so I'm just going to buy something else. Unless it's horrible, use it up. I don't know why this is like an unpopular opinion. Unless it's horrible, use it up. Do I like this like 7, maybe, year-old eyeliner from Hot Topic? No, I should definitely get rid of this. Am I still using it? Yeah, because it's yet to give me an eye infection. In fact, every single time I don't wear like eye makeup, I end up getting a blocked tear duct, like a sty, because I have a theory. This stuff, it's not very good, but it sits on top of there and keeps like dust and pollen from getting into my eyes. I don't have any proof for this, but I have a feeling that the very thick amount of eye makeup that I wear, it actually protects my eyes slightly. I have no proof for this, but it's just every single time I don't wear eye makeup, I end up getting like something in my eye that causes extreme amounts of irritation and then takes like days to get out. And it honestly inspires me to use my products. Going back to this, but yeah, one of whichever product you enjoy, and again, it's gonna take some playing around to find what you like. I personally am a lover of the Wow Brow. I've tried other brow gels, I've hated them, and I've gone back to the Wow Gel. Not the Wow Gel, the Wow Brow. It's good, it works for me. Maybe you really like the NYX Stick It Brow Gel. I feel like there's another part of that, but you guys know the one I'm talking about. Maybe you like, I think, what are some other ones I've seen? The Benefit, I personally don't recommend it because it's not cruelty free. I think Anastasia Beverly Hills has a brow gel that's really popular. Whichever one you like. Figure it out, use it, stick to it. If you feel confident, venture out. Last time I felt confident and ventured out, I got the BH Cosmetics one. That one sucks. It's horrible. I now use it as a glue because it's that bad. It's just like, it's glue. And maybe some of us need that, but I don't need that. Honestly, I think I could use it as like, for my baby hairs too. I could probably use it for like sticking those back instead of the hair gel that I use. It's just not good. Venture out at your own risk. I've kind of taken to not venturing out. The last few times I've ventured out, I've been deeply betrayed. Okay, Going back to eyeshadow, as I promised all of you, even though I realized we skipped over lip products, I have no true thoughts on this because I just, honest to God, I just wear a lip balm every single day. Figure it out. Figure out what the right number for you is where you're actually cycling through, going through, using everything, and using it up. I see all of you who are like, well, I use everything in my collection. Do you use it up? No, that's what I thought. I'm sorry, I'm coming across really mean today. I'm sorry. It's not against you, it's about the culture. The answer for eyeshadow that I can find where it's reasonable is anywhere from 1 to 10. I'm aware I said I have 36. Again, poor money making decisions by me. In the past year, I think I've bought 1, and I've had many gifted to me. And this is where I find myself, okay, no, I've bought 2, but I've had, and one, to be fair, one of those is I collect it, so it's different. And then it's also, I collect it, but I use it as like a death anniversary gift for myself, so I allow that. I allow myself to grief shop once a year. But gifts are my downfall. They truly are. I like receiving gifts because I feel cared about, but at the same time, oh my gosh, it's Frank. Hi, Frank. Frank is my squirrel. I can never decide if I named him Frank or Fred. I think I named him Frank when I was younger, but that squirrel's been living in a tree in my backyard for like years, so I've nicknamed it Frank. It's probably a different squirrel at this point. The original Frank is probably dead. But the answer for eyeshadow, anywhere from 1 to 10. If you're a minimal makeup lover, you can buy 1 eyeshadow palette, use it up, buy another one, use it up, buy it up, If you are more into eyeshadow, maybe get 1 for every season, you know? 1 for spring, 1 for summer, 1 for fall, 1 for winter. Use it like that. Again, I'm a seasonal lover of makeup, so like I'm a you wear it seasonally kind of person with my makeup. If you're really into like makeup and eyeshadow, maybe 2 for every season, and then a rainbow palette and a specialty palette. This is where I fall on it. This is where I kind of want to be in like the 10 zone, where it's like, okay, this is actually what I want. I'm kind of slightly above that 10. I'm actually at 14, where it is 2 pre-made palettes, a singles palette from like older eyeshadow palettes that I just depotted and put into singles. And let me show you actually. So like this is my current one. Up here is fall, down here is winter. I am actually getting another winter, like one of these for my winter shades, just because this one's getting a little bit packed, and I use this for all of my broken packaging. I do have some more broken packaging that I want to repot into this one and into another one. I don't like using broken packaging, and I think like I got the winter one because I have 2 or 3 winter palettes that are broken, and then I got the fall one because my Reload Division palette was broken, and so I repotted that and frankened it a little bit. And I think next I want to get summer because I have a few summer palettes. Well, 1 summer palette that's broken, but it's broken to the point where I'm like, I don't even really enjoy like messing with this packaging. That's kind of when I get a new one. But for me, I would have 1 of those singles, 2 pre-mades, a rainbow palette that would probably be, well, yeah, like a rainbow palette where I would put like more rainbow shades from other palettes into, and then a specialty palette. What I mean for that, it's kind of like it's like special shades like from indie brands. If that's your thing, that's personally not actually my thing, so I wouldn't even need that. My number would be 13. It sounds like, yeah, wait, yeah, 13. And I think that would be a good number for me, just because I'm also one of those people. Again, honestly, this is where I'm not sure. I could see myself fitting into the 1 for every season because I think that would make it really easy. But my thing is, I would want it to be like, if it were like that 1, it would be the singles palette. Because that, I think I would have a wide enough variety. Those singles palettes, they can fit 40 shades in them, and they're pretty compact. And so I would still want that versatility, and I think by the time things get put into that singles palette, oftentimes the favorite shades are kind of dwindling down. So again, it's a complicated decision. it's a very personal decision too. So make it at your own risk. Okay, but I'm going to go. I have other stuff to do. I still have more work. I have to go to the grocery store, convince my brother to come to the grocery store with me. You can probably hear him out there. I don't really need to write anymore. I've done quite a bit of editing, but let me know what you are going to be doing for the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Okay.